Show. I'm your host, Leah, and I'm so excited you guys tuned back in for another episode. So we are on the Do Not Give Up series, and I'm so excited you guys are here. And if you have not, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is a big red button down below. Hit it, hit that post notification button as well so you can get all the updates of my new series and anything else popping coming out. But today we have a special guest. Her name is Chelsea!
What's up, y'all? I'm not that loud, but I am really happy to be here.
Yeah, she is really happy. I'm just like on 10, and she's on 10 in her own way, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I still love you.
Oh, you didn't say that confidently.
I do. I'm happy you're here. I don't want to mess up your beautiful hair.
Right, you deflated my
The
friend.
life of a black woman.
You deflated my friend. Oh, this video got me quick. I'm gonna get to looking like Frederick Douglass in a little bit. You know when your fro just gets to deflating and then you get to Frederick Douglass where you don't.
Okay, so Chelsea is on the show today because, of course, we're doing the Do Not Give Up series, but this is the college edition. Now, Chelsea has graduated college, but I still want her to talk about the times when she was in college and when it was difficult and all of that good stuff. Because I know you guys are college students. I'm a college student. It's still hard out here for people. So, yeah. So, Chelsea, what college did you attend?
I went to the University of North Texas in Denton, so yeah.
Oh, cool. And what did you major in, my friend?
Well, I started off as an accounting major. I was on the BSMS track, so I would have been there for 5 years, and I would have got my bachelor's and my master's. But I realized that I hated accounting, and I switched. So I graduated with my Bachelor of Business Administration in Risk, Insurance, and Financial Services.
Ooh, fancy. Okay, so how long did it take you actually to get your degree?
Well, I'm still finishing the class right now, one. So I guess you could say like 4, not a full 4.5 because you'd need a full semester for that, but I guess like 4.25.
Okay, so I just want to ask her that question because the lies they be telling people about college only taking 4 years.
I'm gonna keep it G. Only 2 types of people finish in 4 years. People who just had their entire lives together and just really like financially or just like had it together that well finished in 4 years. Or people who were kind of like me, who fought tooth and nail. Because like I said, I switched my major. Then in the summer, I took 4 classes. And then 6 classes during the fall. 5 classes. No, seriously, I was trying to freaking leave. Okay, so, like I said, there's 2 types of people. People who are suffering themselves to get out in 4 years. And then the people who really just, they got it together, you know? Like, some people don't suffer and they really do finish in 4 years. It's just all about the type of person you are, you know? Sometimes you repeat classes. Sometimes you go to those terrible advisors that swear you need classes that you don't. Sometimes you change your major. So it really depends. But usually to finish in 4 years, that's real work right there.
Right. So I feel like it can, like you say, it really can go either which way. So if y'all are in college, keep your head up because it's your own journey. Like, I feel like that's the beauty of college. Like, just knowing that you are literally going at your own pace. And when you become an adult, a young adult, your life is literally in your hands. Like, no more go to your parents and like, Mom, Dad, what should I do? Even though you still do. Like, because you know you still need their help for things. Mm-hmm. But it's really about how you make it in college and how you're going to get there. So I like that you said that. I want you to tell me a little bit about your college experience, like just from beginning to the end, like taking classes, the difficulty of being in college, being away from home, meeting friends, all of that good stuff.
So, you know, high school misleads you a lot. You do well in high school, you think, oh, college is going to be a piece of cake. And for some people, it is, you know. But for me, I feel like, unfortunately, it took me graduating college to realize I was way more of a creative than I thought. So, you know, I went to college like freshman year. There's just certain things I just struggle in. And it's not because I'm not capable of doing it, but, you know, my brain functions so much differently than other people's. So a lot of times, you know, just taking my first set of classes, it was like really hard. Like I had classes that I did amazing in versus other classes like college algebra that literally beat the brakes off me. Like, oh my God. That class was so hard. I know I did not pass that class. Like, I know my professor just saw my hard work and was just like, yo, if I don't pass this girl, she will never get out. And I didn't even repeat it. Like, literally, I just remember being in her office hours every day for hours at a time. Like, I'm talking, we were walking to her office at the same time and leaving together. That's how often I was there. And I just wasn't getting it. Like, she would literally look at my test and be like, how did you? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Honestly, it got to the point I just remember her looking at me when I was studying for the final, and she was just like whispering, just do your best. And we'll figure something out. And I'm like, okay. And I still got that C. So it's just like I had classes that I literally was dying to do well in. Versus other classes like communications where it was so easy. Like I'm talking, we had like a whole 15-minute presentation that we had to do. And when I say that was probably the easiest thing I've ever done in my life, because we got to pick what we were going to present about. We got to make our points. The only thing we had to do was keep up with the time. And I did debate in high school, so it was easy.
Dang.
Then, so literally, that was a piece of cake. Like, so that was a class that I just did just fine. And then I had classes like science. I was doing like earth science, and I don't know what possessed me to pick that class. But
isn't earth science easy though?
Not for me.
Oh. Well, in high school, they'd be like, you know, you take them easy classes in high school, like astrology and stuff. They're like, you just.
That's the thing about they don't tell you when you go to college. One, if you are a freshman, rate my professor is your freaking friend. Okay? And take the time and really think about, like, remember, this is college where they really immerse you in a subject versus high school where y'all are like scratching the surface. It's different. That's true. And when something is not your interest, like, I'm one of those people, if I don't care about it and it doesn't work with the way my mind works, it's like 10 times harder for me to understand it. So a lot of times, like, things like science and math, I was an accounting major with issues in math. Girl, look, like I said,
told you something.
You know, I used to really look down, like when I first came in, like people make you look down, like it's just a culture to look down on people who go to college undecided. Those people might have it more together than you think, okay? Because at least you can be like, okay, well, I know I want to pursue something, I'm just having an issue figuring out what it is versus picking something and go, because that's just what caused me to struggle. So it's like, okay, freshman year I struggled, then I got to sophomore year. I was on my grind, I was taking 6 classes a semester, but I was doing fine. I don't know how, but I was doing just fine. But like my emotional state was trash because I literally worked all day because, you know, I didn't grow up having that financial background to rely on my parents whatsoever, which is what made my life, what made me struggle with my relationship with God, because I was so used to just like, hey girl, you gotta get out the mud and that's that, you know. So I didn't really understand that with God it's not the same thing. So when I was in my sophomore year of college, like genuinely, I just worked and went to class. I barely even slept. Like, honestly, I might have been sleeping max 5 hours a night, and I would save myself to the weekend and be like, okay, Friday night I can sleep all I like. Then I wake up Saturday, start again, you know?
Were you full-time working?
No, that's the wild thing. I don't know what I was doing. I just didn't have any time. I don't know what the heck I was doing, but I swear I wasn't enjoying life. Then I got to junior year, and that's when things really got hard, you know? Ooh. I'm pretty sure that's like a later question.
No, it's okay. You keep going. Just talk about it all.
Junior year was just like bad because, you know, like I said, freshman year I was just struggling with school, but emotionally I was okay. Sophomore year I was struggling with emotionally, but school was going fine. Junior year is when both of them decided to just tag run up on me. Girl, like emotionally I was doing crap. School grades are going terrible because, you know, for those of y'all that don't know, your junior year is when you really find out if that is going to be the major that you can do or not. Your junior, my puff is, there we go. So junior year is when they really give you this thing called weed out classes. Like you have them freshman year, you have them sophomore year, but they're like simple stuff. Junior year is when you really start to see like if you can prosper in this major or not. And that's when I just really started to see I couldn't do it. And there was a lot of things I didn't understand. Side tip. When you get certain jobs, the thing that I dislike about on-campus jobs is they make you do so much work for so little money, you know? And I had a job where I was just, you know, the way they promote it to you, you think it's a privilege to have this job. It's really not. So at that time, my junior year, I was working 3 jobs. I was taking 5 classes. My life was just a wreck. And then the second semester of my junior year, I found out I had precancerous cells in my cervix. So it was honestly the worst year of my life. Like, now looking back at it, it's like freaking hilarious. But then I genuinely was just like, man, hey man. It just got to a point when you're not used to like when you don't have things, like I didn't have insurance at that time. I didn't so when I got sick, I think at that time I was also vegan, so I was just used to like, hey, if I get sick, I gotta find some natural stuff to heal me because I can't afford to go to the doctor. All my money has places that it needs to be spent, hence why I had 3 jobs. So it was just like, yeah, girl, I hope that tea tree oil and some lemon juice could do it.
You're so silly. So what were the 3 jobs though? Like,
so I was driving for Uber Eats. I was a tour guide on campus, and then when I could, I worked at the after school program that my friend Angel works at.
Oh,
so,
whoa, that's crazy.
It was awful.
So was senior year, I'm guessing, is
senior
better.
year, life actually got better. Like, I had my struggles here and there, but I'm not gonna lie, like, that's when I really, that's why I really implore you guys to like really find some kind of like campus worship and just religious org to join, because it's nothing like being around people suffering through the things that you're suffering through and their faith is strong, because it really did turn you and shift you and mold you into the right person and just put you down the right path. So senior year, I was an executive member for Faithful Women of Christ. That's the org that, even though junior year was hard, that org really saved me. Okay,
awesome org,
saved me. That's how I know a lot of my friends. Actually.
Yeah.
Actually, outside of you and Angel, all of my friends. Anyways, I even met Addison in Faithful.
Yeah, I know.
And so yeah, I just. Senior year was a lot easier. Like, I had my struggles, but it's like it finally clicked. Yeah, I'm not my own responsibility. That's God's job. Like, I remember I would like walk into exams and be like, look, Leah, I studied all night, but I went to sleep because you told me I'm wiser than my teachers. So I'm going to bed. Like, I get to my exam and be like, look, Lord, this grade is not a reflection of me, it's a reflection of us. Okay? And I know you don't be looking bad, so I trust that you got me, okay? Right. And I'm talking, I would take exams not expecting to fail, but accepting that, hey, you know, I tried my hardest, and whatever grade I get, I know God's going to do something. And I'll be like getting like a B or an A, and I'm just like, like, life just, it was, you know, I had my things here and there, but it was just like, I really understood how to trust God.
So, Chelsea, I do have another question. What do you feel as if was the toughest part in college? Like, when, I know you said junior year, that's when it got really tough. So, is that the thing that, like, what caused you in your junior year to feel like, okay, it's tough, I want to give up, like, what's going on? That type of thing.
You know, like I said earlier, it was just like a mixture. I feel like I got used to just battling one thing at a time. So, you know, freshman year was like, oh man, my grades, crap. I got my grades together. Okay, cool. Right. Sophomore year, okay, money, I gotta get myself together. But you know, money was kind of getting itself together. But junior year was just when everything started to hit me. Like I said, my health started failing. Yeah. I started to I didn't have any money, and just my grades were terrible. Like, it was just a mixture. Now I can say I see that God was really just trying to turn me around and like really point me like, hey bro, I have so much more in store for you and you're never gonna get that thinking this way. But if I were to like really just say what caused it to be hard, it would just be the process of everything. Like, I started my junior year off, you know, working my tail off, you know. That summer, I was already going into my junior year. I was working at H&M in the after-school program. So I had 2 jobs. Was barely enjoying life. But I was like, okay, at least I could save. I could afford stuff. Because it was like, you know, rent is due. So what I'm going to do? And it's just like, I couldn't be sitting out and taking out those loans living on campus. Like, girl, nah. You know, you can't just live on campus. You got to get that meal plan. Yeah. Woo! That meal plan is bad. Oh God, it's so expensive. Like $5,000.
Oh no!
Meal plans were like, what? Like, look, if you want to actually, because you know they got them real cheap ones, but I mean, who's trying to eat once a day? Okay.
No, that's true. Though.
Look, I want to eat. Girl, dang, I'm coming off all this money. Let me eat once. You get one swipe at one swipe. Okay.
Nah.
All right. classes just started getting harder. And I'm like, yo, I'm spending time. And the thing about when you're an accounting major, especially when you're on the BS/MS track, those weed out classes are no joke. Like, I remember I had a class, the homework alone took you 8 hours minimum. And that's if you sat straightforward and did it, you know? And the thing about it is, it's like, it was due online, so you submit it, and it would tell you, like, oh yeah, you got 3 chances to submit it and see what's wrong. Problem is, it would just tell you a question was wrong. The question had 10 parts. It wasn't going to tell you which part was wrong. You had to figure out which part was wrong. And that had nothing to do with the exam. The exams were so hard. I think out of a class of like 40 people in it, only one person was making a B, okay?
Wow.
Everybody else was scraping by with that C, all right? And that's just one of my classes. My other accounting class was giving me a run for my freaking money, all right? Then my other marketing class, because, you know, like I said, junior level class, so these aren't easy anymore. I'm not even kidding. We had practice exams due once a month. But the thing about it is we had a practice exam per chapter, so 4 chapters a month. Except each chapter had 100 questions in it, minimum.
Was this only accounting that did this? Or
I don't know. Honestly, everything, honestly. Look, and that's the thing about college is you need to understand. Just because you're not doing science and engineering doesn't mean your respective major isn't freaking hard, all right?
Yeah. So why do you feel like you, as if it was so important to cling on to, like, God and your friends, like, especially if you're going through this time of adversity, you really need something to be able to persevere. So why do you feel as if it's so important to make sure you keep God first and have, like, good people around you to help you?
Well, you know, the reason why I just find that to be extremely important is because depression, especially in college, is so common. It's so normal. Like, even when I get on Twitter, sometimes I have to take a break because I'm like, man, we high-key laugh about something that is killing people.
Yeah.
Like, that was genuinely, that time was the first time I've ever, like, genuinely thought, like, I didn't contemplate suicide, but honestly, the way things were going, I was like, maybe it'll just be easier if I die. Like, you know, I have Christ, you know, I'm free from a lot of sin, you know, I might make it to heaven. So maybe the reason why I don't have all these things is because I'm gonna die, and hey, that's that. And just in that time, like, I just remember hearing God be like, bro, you're not gonna freaking die. Okay, like, and just clinging on to those things is so important because freedom and joy is so beautiful. Yeah. It's something that we were all called to have, and when you decide to let those things go, you decide that, hey man, I know you had something great for me, but I'm gonna just chill here and just be miserable. And it's like, nah, bro, like, this is not it. If I'm being real, after a while, like, I started to realize I just got used to, like, suffering. Like, okay, I knew it's gonna be late. They was gonna charge me $40 by the time I pay you, I'll be all right. Right. And, like, that's just how my mind got. And that's when I really started to learn, like, nah, it's not okay. Like,
so do you feel like that new mindset keeps you motivated?
Oh, yeah.
Like, to keep,
Oh,
Okay, so I think that's, like, a good way to say just how God has been constant in your life with giving up. Like, he's just always showing himself faithful. Like, in every season and every aspect that encounters you. So, what are some scriptures?
So about the scriptures.
Do you want me to get my Bible?
No, my phone has my scriptures.
Okay.
So we gonna pause real quick and I'll text it to your phone.
Okay, cool.
Church phone. The Bible verse that really helped me was the one that she told me today, and that's, what? That's not it. But
okay, that's the NLT version.
That's the NLT version, but the one that I just, like, look to the most is, like, though sorrow may last for the night, but joy comes in the morning. I said that not me, but Elder Dobbins had told me that. She was like, you know what's so powerful about that verse is that he never told you what time day and night was. Yes, sorrow comes in the night, but you know that you can define when the night is over. And when the sunshine comes and your joy is in the morning, you don't have to just be sad forever. You don't have to just go through something and be depressed and be anxious forever just because everybody else is.
Right.
You can actually be okay. You can have that healing that you're looking for. You can have that breakthrough when you're coming for it. Like, you just have to define when is your night and when is your day. You know, like, and for me, I was like, okay, that night was when they told me what happened, but my day is forever on.
Amen.
And that's that.
That's
so
good.
That really,
that's really good.
Woo, girl, I
like that.
I be thinking about that sometimes. I'm like, look, girl, this is just a little night. We gonna let
right.
We gonna
let that pass.
You gonna be okay. You
Another scripture that really gets me is one of the shortest scriptures, not one of the shortest scripture, Jesus wept. It gets me because whenever things happen to me, I realize, like, in this verse, he's really showing us that you can process emotion.
Right.
Like, that's why Jesus was human. So he can show you, like, man, I can feel all these things. I can go through what you're going through, but we gonna be all right, you know? Because think about it. When Jesus pulled up to Lazarus' crib, he already knew he was going to bring Lazarus back. In fact, they had been calling for him in advance. And he took his time because he knew the Lord's work was going to be done. Okay? Good. And you know what's so crazy? When they said, man, Jesus, you done missed it. Lazarus is freaking dead. he still cried. And then times I used to be like, man, why on earth did he cry? And it's like, man, he definitely had a heart. He had feelings. It still hurt him to know his friend was dead. But after, he wiped his tears and woke his friend up.
Yeah.
That let me know that, man, stuff can happen to me, and God is not asking me to be inhuman, okay?
Right.
He said, like, nah, bro, you know, crying and G up real quick. You know, shed your tears, acknowledge what happened, and then also acknowledge that I can come and do what I gotta do. Right. Like, think about it. Lazarus could have just been sick, and he's been like, all right, bro, good. No, Lazarus was like, dead. All right, dead. Okay?
Smelling.
Jesus cried and was like, all right, dead. Let's go help our friend. You know, just to show that, man, God's will is still God's will. Like, if you ask me, Lazarus had to die to show that even the things that died in your life, that have been buried, that is gone, when he pulls up, he will still feel sad that things went that way, but hey, man, he got you, okay? Yeah. Like, the Lord feels what you feel, but he can also do more than you can do, okay? And that's just let me know, like, hey, bro, I'm crying, but I'm gonna be okay. All right? Like, I'm gonna be hurt a little bit, but I'm okay. And I can acknowledge everything that's happening to me and be just freaking fine. All right? And then my last verse is, girl, I love this one. I actually heard it in church when we were, it was a while ago, but it always I just love when I see people in the Bible that I really just can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like, just full on.
To know that you can do it.
So the one that I'm going to read is Mark chapter 9, verses 22 to 23 to 25. And so just to give you a little premise of the story. So in this story, you know, Jesus is doing his thing, you know, healing, bah, 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 you know. But at this particular time, there's this father who's searching for Jesus, and he finds him, right? The father, his son, right, has a demon in him, and the demon inside of him is trying to kill the boy. Like, literally, it will throw the boy into water and try to drown him, throw the boy into fire and try to burn the boy up, you know? So the dad is like searching for Jesus. He finds Jesus, and you gotta understand everything that this man has been through. When he sees God, when he sees Jesus, he's just like, please, you know, like, he is desperate. But the thing that gets me the most is he knew what Jesus was capable of. And, you know, I feel like Jesus, I don't think Jesus had an attitude in him. But I feel like Jesus, sometimes you're just like, I know he is not just saying that. So at this point, I'm reading the point where God walks up to Jesus like, can you help me? And the thing about it is, he could have said, can you help me? But he was like, if there's anything you can do, please help. And Jesus is so funny, bro. This is what he said. Oh, okay. This is Jesus' response to 23. What do you mean if I can?
yes, okay.
Like, I can just, and you know it's serious when you're being red. Okay?
Yeah.
So Jesus is like, if. Like, I can just picture Jesus healing people. Yeah. Dude behind him and go walk up to him, disrupt him while he's healing people and be like, hey, player, if you could help.
Yeah.
If? Did you not? Bro, like, I can just picture him just being like, hey, one of y'all. He's just like, if?
Oh, God, that's funny.
Jesus like, what do you mean if?
Right.
Anything is possible if a person believes.
Amen.
The father instantly cried out, I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. When Jesus saw the crowd of onlookers was growing, he rebuked the evil spirit. And you know, Jesus did his Jesus thing. He said, man, get out the kid. They ain't got out the kid, fine. But I feel like verse 24 genuinely gets me, because I am the father in that story. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's just the level of honesty it takes. Because, you know, it sounds crazy watching Jesus heal all these people and be like, hey, bro, can you help? If you think you can, please. And Jesus like, if. But think about how many things you watch the Lord do for you, do for others, solve, work on your behalf. And when you talk to him, you still, like, you ever just pray, and you really are praying with all your heart, but there's that part of you. It's just like, man, this ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I have learned from this story, unbelief is a real thing.
It is.
It's not even crazy. We're already human, so we've addressed the fact that we're flawed. Yes, Lord, I have seen you do a million things a million times. Like, I've watched God do ridiculous things just to prove, like, hey, bro, if you ask, I really will do it because you believe in your heart and you know it is in my will. Right. But some days I'm just like, Lord, I don't know, man.
Right. He's a little scary out
Looking a little scary. Because I see it and it's, you know, but it's just like, he said, help my disbelief. Like, just help me with that, God. I want to believe. Like, 95% of me really does believe you.
Right.
But this 5% is loud.
Yeah.
Like, please. And you know what I love? Jesus didn't go, oh, well, you don't believe so. No. He said, you know what? All right. Evil spirit, get out. And that's the kind of God we serve.
Right.
He sees your flaws. He knows, man, she low-key don't believe. But she admitted it. She said it. Hey, Lord, look, I'm trying, but things ain't looking right. So help me. Help me not focus on that.
Right.
And ever since then, the way I pray has changed. Like, you know what, God? Look, I've studied all I could possibly study, and I'm on question 1, and this looks like it's in a different language.
Yeah.
Please help. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me has high doubts because I'm already at the test, so I don't know what you gonna do.
Right.
But I'm very sure you can do it, and you have your own plan.
Right.
I ain't got a plan, so one of us has to.
Right.
So please just help. But I just always loved it because it's like, man, people that was full on looking at him, watching him do stuff, and was like, and when he prayed, he was just like, it helped me with the unbelief. Like, look, I really do believe you. I just got some things. I got trust issues, honestly. Damaged. Please.
Right.
Help.
Right. I love that, Chelsea. I love all of your verses. They're really good. Like, especially that unbelief one, because I prayed that to God a couple times. Because I'm like, God, you're a mighty God, but like, it's like that 5%. It's just
be
there
like,
in your head, and it's like, man, I've seen you do it before in my life, but why? It's like that man, he saw Jesus doing stuff, but still, like, it's something about when you activate it inside of you for you to believe and to know that God can do it. Like, believing and knowing, like, it's like believe and you know it and you walk in it. So, but what are you doing after graduation? Like, what is your plans, or what do you have for yourself?
So, like, what am I doing now and what I plan to do?
Yeah, like, like, what are you doing now? Yeah, and then what do you, like, plan to do, like, in the next 5 years or so?
Well, at the moment, I do work full-time at a claims administration, which it's a blessing. Like, look, it's a freaking blessing. Like, looking at my life post-grad, I've just been delivered from a lot of things that a lot of people have to deal with, like post-grad blues. Honestly, I feel like the Lord helped me play out because everything I went through in college. You know, I've been blessed to, like, have a full-time job, but what I plan to do is I have started a business, my online clothing store, where I make my clothes hand by myself.
Yes.
Like, me and my little surgery machine sit down and make
Shout
it.
yourself out.
You can follow my Instagram at CLC Swim. It's CLC Swim because that was a name that wasn't taken. But I do sell more than swimwear. But yeah, so I was doing that. I'm doing that. And, you know, in 5 years, I just genuinely hope to be deeply immersed in my business. I hope to have grown my store to where it's like I can do men's, women's, and kids. But then I also really, really, really want to just start a program where I'm just giving back. Like, a lot. Like, in 5 years, I want to be starting a program to give back. And in 10 years, I really do hope to have a scholarship. But also, I'm trying to be on my LeBron James and follow the school, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
From the deepest purposes of my heart, as a person who just didn't grow up with a lot of access to things, and coming to college was extremely intimidating. Being around people who've had tutors, people who've had after-school programs that really just help you out that I never got the chance to have.
Right.
I used to be jealous, and I realized I had to feel all these things so I could turn around and be motivated enough to give it back. So I plan on starting in America, then of course going to my home country, Nigeria. Because I really just don't have a lot of access to this stuff. So I want to do that, and then I really have in my heart wanted to plan to, like, team up with Jaden Smith and help give back to Flint, Michigan, so they can have clean water. But yeah, I really have a heart for giving back. Like, if I could just find every person going through it and just help out, I really would, like,
I feel the same way. So what can you tell somebody who is in your same position? Like give them advice when they're going through what you went through.
Girl, first of all, sleep. You're already broke. Go to sleep.
Oh,
right? On some real stuff. You didn't come to die, all right? You can't come and kill yourself. You can't come and kill yourself.
Yes.
Just sleep. Because you know what? All the things stressing you out are still going to be there.
Yeah.
Let go and let God. I know that's the most cliche thing that they say, but
it's
the truth about half the cliche stuff people be saying is it's already true. Yeah. Okay? That's why it's cliche. Everybody be saying it. It's true. It being cliche does not negate the fact that it's true. Look, you gotta pause at some point and really just talk to God and be like, look, Lord, I'm tired, all right? I want to sleep. I want to rest. I'm trying. Do something, okay? Like Africans, we sing this song called Do Something New in My Life. Honestly, God, do something new. So when you're going through it, one, rest. You deserve it. You even, look, on the 7th day, God rested. Why won't you sleep, okay? Learn to really trust him. I'm telling you, the things that I figured out my senior year, the only thing that made me sad is finding out how easy it actually was. Because realistically, I actually wasn't making any more money my senior year, but honestly, I just finally figured out how to trust the Lord and just be like, nah, he gonna do something. I don't know what he gonna do, but he gonna do something. So it's just trusting him, resting, and make friends. Oh my God.
Oh, that's awesome.
When I had one friend, don't get me wrong, that was my homie. But when she was at work, I didn't know what to do, okay? But when I got about a good 5 friends, I was like, okay, I got some options. And get you some genuine godly friends. Like I'm telling you, if you're at UNT, TWU, and I think UTSA now, join Faith-Filled Women of Christ.
It's awesome.
It's hard to be in an organization full of only women and not have drama. When I say in that org, I've never had drama with anybody. Ever. Literally. Make you some godly friends, because when you have people who are reconfirming or going down the path that you want to live, it makes it easier for you to do it. You get friends that advise you. Not, oh, girl, go out and drink. Oh, you just need to go sleep with somebody. Girl, you just need to smoke real quick. No, somebody that you call and say you're going through it.
Temporary stuff.
That's the most temporary satisfaction you will ever get, okay?
It's so
the most temporary. If the answer was at the bottom of a bottle, so many people would have found it by now.
Yes. That's really good.
If the answer was at the bottom of a bottle, you would have found it. Girl, it would have been there.
Oh,
girl,
wow.
if the answer was in a blank, look.
Hello.
And look, if the answer was in whoever's bed, you would have only be there once. But it's not, okay?
So what would you say 3 words or phrases or words of encouragement to give yourself? Like now, right now, in your stage of life?
Be more creative.
Okay.
Don't be afraid. And God already said so.
Oh, that's beautiful. And if you guys don't know, Chelsea's really creative. So that's why I like to be creative. Because her and, you guys will see Angel on our show, but they are very, very talented in all that they do. And I'm happy to see, for real, I'm really happy to see where God takes Chelsea, because Chelsea is very wise. She has straightened me out in areas that I didn't even know was that much of a problem. So when I brought it to her and she just came with so much wisdom, I was like, Father. I went home and I was like, she's so right. I'm not surprised on everything. Turn my whole perspective around. So I am really excited. I'm just happy that you gave your time to be on my show.
Thanks.
Because I really feel like you touched a lot of people that are going through this college experience. And now, Chelsea, we're young adults, but Chelsea really is. She's a businesswoman. And I'll have all her information down below about her site, COC.com.
ChelseaO'Chelsea.com.
ChelseaO'Chelsea.com.
COC.
Yeah, I'll definitely have all the information here. I'll even put it up on the screen for you guys to see as well, because she's going places and I'm happy because I'm on that train. So when she make it, I'm like, that's my friend, girl. You remember when we was here? Now we here.
No, when you started off yelling and I was just in the back whoa. And now look at both of us.
No,
wait, let's do that again.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in for another Leah episode with my wonderful friend Chelsea on this Do Not Give Up series. If you have not, subscribe to my YouTube channel and also hit that post notification bell so you get all the updates.
The bell, like up here?
The bell is probably going to be right here.
And then the subscribe button is down here?
Down below.
All right, so up,
Down. Okay, I love y'all. See you guys next week. Bye, guys.